10:18 a.m. A tiny drone camera locks onto a dark wave of aircraft over the Pacific. Wings flash in the sunrise. Tight formation. On the ground, a voice cuts through static. Large hostile formation inbound from the north. Anti-aircraft guns rotate upward. Steam hisses through cold pipes. Battery, 9%. December 6th, 1941. Hawaii feels tense, but not terrified. War with Japan seems possible, but an attack on Pearl Harbor? Most leaders believe that's unlikely. The Pacific is too wide, too exposed, too difficult for a carrier fleet to cross undetected. Except 200 miles north of Oahu, 6 Japanese aircraft carriers are doing exactly that. No radio chatter, no lights. Just a perfectly coordinated strike force carrying hundreds of aircraft, fighters to clear resistance, torpedo bombers to cripple battleships, dive bombers to finish the job. This wasn't a gamble. It was months of preparation. Modified torpedoes designed to run in shallow water, pilots drilled for synchronized attack waves, a logistics system built to project power across open ocean. Now drop one modern drone into that world. In one quadcopter, high-resolution camera, thermal imaging. Around 40 minutes of flight time if the wind is kind. No satellites, no backup network, no magical infinite battery. Just one operator on Oahu, with 24 hours warning that something might be coming. First reality check. Range. The carriers are 200 miles away when they launch. No battery-powered drone is flying 200 miles and coming back without relay systems, so forget the fantasy of spotting the fleet itself. The drone can't find the carriers, but maybe it doesn't need to. Historically, the US had radar stations. Early radar. It worked, but it was crude. On the morning of the attack, radar operators detected a large formation inbound. It was dismissed as expected American bombers arriving from the mainland. That wasn't incompetence, it was assumption. Radar gave them a blip, a drone gives them proof, and proof changes behavior. So imagine the operator launches at 6:30 a.m., sending the drone north of Oahu at dawn. Timing is everything. Launch too early and the battery dies before contact. Launch too late and the sky is already full of bombs. There is no second drone in the air. No persistent coverage, just one 40-minute window. At 7:18 a.m., the camera catches shapes on the horizon. The zoom stabilizes, rows of aircraft flying in disciplined formation. This is not navigation error. This is invasion. He radios command with visual confirmation. This time there is no ambiguity, no fuzzy radar return, no assumption about friendly bombers. Just video evidence. Sirens begin earlier, maybe 30 minutes earlier than in real history. In 30 minutes in war is oxygen. Anti-aircraft crews unlock ammunition that had been secured under peacetime rules. Guns are manned before bombs fall. Some fighter pilots get airborne instead of being destroyed on the runway. Ships begin raising steam pressure instead of sitting cold and idle. Now here's where I'm going to give you my honest take. The drone does not save Pearl Harbor, that's a Hollywood ending, but it absolutely reduces chaos. Surprise was Japan's greatest weapon that morning, not just bombs. Shock, confusion, delay. If you remove even half of that surprise, you increase resistance dramatically. More Japanese planes likely get shot down on approach. Casualties probably drop. Some ships might avoid catastrophic secondary explosions. But here's the part most people miss. And this is the logistics twist that changes everything. Pearl Harbor's vulnerability wasn't just about awareness, it was about posture. Battleships were moored close together to prevent sabotage. Aircraft were parked wingtip to wingtip for security. Ammunition was locked down. The military was in peacetime readiness mode. Those decisions were logistical, structural, cultural. 30 minutes of warning cannot undo months of routine. Even if the first wave meets heavier resistance, the second wave is still coming. And by then, our drone is grounded. Battery, 0%. Recharging in 1941 is slow. There are no rapid charging stations, no spare drone fleet, no continuous ISR network. ISR means intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. The Japanese brought a full system, 6 carriers, supply ships, maintenance crews, coordinated waves. The drone is a tactical tool. Japan brought a strategic machine. And that's why, in my opinion, this scenario teaches something bigger than Pearl Harbor. Technology creates moments. Logistics creates outcomes. You can have the most advanced gadget in the world, but if it can't stay in the air, can't recharge quickly, can't integrate into a decision-making chain, it becomes a highlight reel instead of a war-winning system. Even if the drone saves lives that morning, and I believe it likely would, the broader war trajectory barely changes. America still enters World War II. Aircraft carriers still replace battleships as the dominant force. And within a few years, American industrial output overwhelms Japan completely. Shipyards, oil, steel, training pipelines. That's logistics. So could one drone prevent Pearl Harbor? No. Could it reduce the shock and save lives? Very likely, but stopping 6 carriers backed by months of planning and disciplined execution? Not alone. And here's why this matters for you watching right now. We live in an era obsessed with breakthrough technology, AI, drones, hypersonics, cyber warfare. But history keeps reminding us, the side that sustains wins, the side that adapts logistics wins, the side that can recharge, resupply, repair, and repeat wins. If you enjoyed this kind of deep dive, where we test modern tech against historical reality, hit like so the algorithm knows to push this to other history fans. And subscribe if you want more episodes where we stress test the myths. Now I want your take. If you could send back just one realistic modern capability to Hawaii in 1941, something that still obeys battery limits, fuel limits, maintenance limits, what would actually change history? A satellite phone? A radar network? Encrypted communications? Let's debate it in the comments, because in war, the gadget gets the headlines. But logistics kills history.